Hi, my name is Afsaneh Cooper. I am a mechanical engineer and educator, and also a draftsperson and a tutor. At the moment, I am a property manager and owner of the City Train Home boarding house workshop for rent, and most of our workshop for rent are related to technical and mechanical services. I'm reading over my prepared essay about myself and what I can be used in industry for. I studied mechanical engineering, solids design at Sharif University of Technology in Tehran, Iran, in a bachelor degree course for 5.5 years full-time. This university achieved the world rank of 101 in 2012. Curtin University in Perth achieved the rank of 150 in the same world ranking system of top 200 world universities, which was ranked by Chinese. I studied the following 12 subjects in engineering drafting as part of my bachelor course at Sharif University of Technology. 1. Engineering Graphics 1, 2. Engineering Graphics 2, 3. Fundamentals of Machine Design 1, 4. Fundamentals of Machine Design 2, 5. Machine Design 1, 6. Machine Element Design 2, 7. Engineering Design Methods, 8. Introduction to Combustion Engine Design, 9. Gearbox Design by Computer, a project in CAD, 10. Mechanisms Design, 11. Machine Tool Design, 12. Chassis Design. I studied the following engineering drafting subject as part of my master's degree in mechanical engineering applied design at Shiraz University in Shiraz, Iran. It was optimal design of mechanical elements. I studied the following CAD subjects in two TAFE colleges, Thornley TAFE and Central Institute of Technology in Perth, Australia, as part of my Diploma of Engineering - Technical Mechanical CAD courses. One was CAD B, and then it was CAD A, and then used computer-aided drafting systems to produce basic engineering drawings, which is the AutoCAD 2010. Another subject was use CAD to create and display 3D models, which is a SolidWorks 2010. I studied the following subjects in communication skills by images, sound, words, charts, PowerPoint, tables, and reports at two colleges in Perth, Canning College and Central Institute of Technology. One was Corel PhotoPaint V10, that is Image Manipulation Fundamentals, Adobe Premiere 6, that is Video Editing Fundamentals, Interact with Computing Technology, that is Office 2007, Word, Excel, Access, Databases, and PowerPoint in advanced levels. I studied English as a second language in the following institutions: Iran America Society in Tehran, Iran, in a lower high school level; British Council in Tehran, Iran, in middle school level; Marjan Private High School, Tehran, Iran, upper school level; ELS Language Center, 6 months full-time intensive language course in San Diego, California, in USA. Achievement of TOEFL score of 517 and admission to San Diego State University in California in USA to study mechanical engineering year 3 of my bachelor degree course. Then studying equivalent of 2.5 years full-time PhD study in wind turbine and flywheel energy storage system at Murdoch University in Perth, Australia. Then studying 1.5 year part-time, 65% of the course was completed, and that was a study of graduate diploma of education, secondary maths, computing, and science. And then I studying 1 year part-time at Central Institute of Technology in Perth to do part of Diploma of Engineering in Engineering Technical Mechanical CAD. I have lived in Australia 25 years and arrived here in 1988. I'm married to an Australian engineer and have 3 children 18 to 24 at universities here. I'm no longer married. My children only speak English with me, so my first language since 1988 has been English. I have written a 400 pages book in English, and that is called The Path to Our Union in Spirituality. I read, write, and develop websites as my best hobby. I was a casual lecturer at Thornley TAFE in Perth in 1996, teaching 2 subjects in engineering graphics and engineering drawing details to TAFE students. I also taught AutoCAD 2010 and SolidWorks 2010 to several students as a private tutor through www.tutorfinder.com.au since January 2011 so far. I designed 2 garages for 2 of my houses to renovate them and make them enclosed garages and workshops, rather being just carports. I supervised the workers to construct the carport and change them to workshop and garages. I got my 2 owner builders licenses from the council to do these 2 projects in 1998 and 2005. I also designed a large 6 posts gable carport with 4 meter high ridge using AutoCAD 2010 software and supervised my team to construct these large galvanized steel Stratco carports in my home in Liming in 2013. This is my 3rd owner builder license from the city of Melville. The 4th owner builder license I got from city of Melville was in 2005 to construct a 20 meter long, 1.5 meter high, 5 panels post and panel retaining wall made of concrete. Due to the workers made a mistake in measuring the height of this wall, I applied for the 5th owner builder license and designed 52 meter long all-up sets of 6 retaining walls made of limestone blocks. The maximum height of these walls was 2.7 meter, which was constructed under my supervision with my design in 2008. I also supervised the construction of a 10 meter long and 5 meter wide steep driveway in my home. City of Melville approved my driveway construction. I supervised a group of young workers to renovate all pavers in my home and drove my trailer to deliver construction materials from retail sites to my home in 2006. During April 2010, so far, I have been the owner and property manager of City Train Home Boarding House Workshop for Rent. The same home in Liming, which I renovated during 2005-2008, is also my boarding house work swap for rent. I have supervised small teams of work swap for rent tenants to renovate my home in Liming. These teams were able to do timber flooring for all rooms of the house, painting of the whole house, even exterior of the building, demolishing the pergola and building new pergola made of treated pine and shade cloth, installing a large gable carport made of galvanized steel. I also managed to supervise these young teams to build custom-made desks and shelves for the boarding house and Roman blinds for 3 rooms. I have the right to work in Australia and I am Australian citizen. If there is any software in drafting which I don't know, I'm quite happy to learn it at work, if the opportunity for training be given to me. Now I explain without reading over anything that what you can see the report of my work, and I have presented all these works on 2 websites. One is a Photobucket website and one is Evenfly website. Um, I'm trying to put all my work on Eventbrite website, but that needs more time. But at the moment, most of my work is on PhotoBucket that are demonstrated technically, and I can also explain this to people if I have been given an opportunity to go for interview. Going from beginning of my work, starting from Iran, I got Iran in those days when I was trying to graduate in 1978. I could not graduate because Iran was under the strike and the government was changing from the monarch system to the Islamic Republic. So in those days, the universities were closed by the monarch regime, and we had no university to graduate while I was in year 3. So I had to go to the United States and study about 9 months of my study of year 3 in San Diego State University, and there I learned English with people who have their native language English, and it was a good experience for me to learn English and be familiarized with academic systems in the United States. Then I came back to my country because the country revolution won and the universities were open. We could go back to university, but after 6 months, again, having 1 semester, the new government decided for cultural revolutions we have to change. They have to change the system. So 2.5 years universities were closed, and so I went and started doing research on and working as a graduate engineer. The works that we did it during the closure of universities when I was doing my bachelor degree was the first project was that I started translating a book that was a textbook at university we just studied, and it was called Turbo Machinery, written by Dixon, and I translated it to Persian using 2 other students and myself. Started that work. That work was very appreciated by the Iranian government. They gave us a department in the Power Ministry, and in that little department we started growing up, and our work was appreciated, designing turbines, water turbines, and we had one trip to a site that had a dam, and we were trying to build a Pelton wheel turbine for water, using water, and we were successful to design and build that turbine. It was a Pelton wheel, a simple water turbine. The group now is going in Iran, and that became a big company in Iran called Farab, and now they are designing water turbines in advanced level. Soon after that project, I moved to another project, and that project was called solar collectors, and this is the result of my work from the solar collectors. It was solar air heater collectors, and working under the supervision of Dr. Izzatullah Azad, who had studied in University of Colorado, his PhD. That was in the Power Ministry, and it was a small project that we had to design and construct. I had to design and construct 3 solar collectors, and it was simple, and the research is my research was abbreviated. I wrote this report about solar collectors, and it is a very good start for renewable energy. That work was appreciated by the Minister Assistant, that was Dr. Salehi. Dr. Ali Akbar Salehi is now the Minister for Foreign Affairs in Iran, Minister of Foreign Affairs. He is a minister, and those days he also was our Vice Chancellor at Sharif University of Technology. Dr. Salehi became interested in my research and made me his research assistant, and we started working on this new research. That this report is what I wrote for Dr. Salehi. It was the method of using the power from water and trying to find the potential of Iranian waters for to see if we can use water turbines for the Iranian waters and whether it is a good project to go for. And this was my research, and that made the new company Farhab to grow very well, because I convinced the government that this research is a good thing, and my research in potential of the power, water, potential of the waters in Iran, whether we can use those potential energy in the waters in Iran. That was very enthusiastic, Dr. Salehi, to make this company grow, and it is a successful company now, Farhab. Now, then, soon I moved from the power ministry to a new group, because those groups, that water turbines, more educated people than me took over the job, and there was a doctor who is now in University of Technology in Sydney, and that doctor those days had a master's degree from turbo machinery in England, and he took over the company, and we had to leave the power ministry and go and start doing a different job. I went to the Iranian organization for research, Iranian organization for the research in science and technology, called IROST, Iranian Research Organization of Science and Technology, called IROST. I started my work in that organization, working on with Dr. Pur Abdurrahim, who was teaching at Tehran University those days, working on writing a program for standard gearboxes. There was a bankrupt factory that Iran, due to the sanctions during the war with Iraq, there was a sanction on Iran politically, that Iran could not import parts for the gearboxes. So the company went bankrupt, and we were trying, on the supervision of Dr. Pur Abdurrahim, to make our own gearboxes. So I started writing the first Iranian CAD program for designing standard gearboxes, using a book called Niemann, written by Niemann from Germany, and that was we started using DIN standards, DIN, to write that program, turning most of the curves of the gearboxes in the book, turning it to numericals, and with numerical methods I wrote a program in Fortran 4 language, and that program is I wrote this computer program for the calculation of the curves and polynomial curve fitting, and that was related to the project of the standard gearboxes in the Iranian Research Organization for Science and Technology. This is my program that I wrote, and this is about 1,500, and lots of curves are all numerically went into this project. And this was a 1.5 year full-time, 12 hours a day work, 7 days a week, and 1.5 year. After this, I got a very good marks for my one of the vocational works as a vocational work, although it took 1.5 years. The universities those days were closed in Iran for Cultural Revolution, and we were working every day to keep up to date, not to go backward. And this was my best work in those days as an undergraduate student. So then the universities were opened after 2.5 years closure, and I went and submitted this program of gearboxes as part of my vocational work and training as a mechanical engineer graduate. I finished my bachelor degree. They had added some many subjects to our program of bachelor. So bachelor degree, instead of 4 years, became a 5.5 years bachelor degree, because we had to study specialized subjects in design, mechanical engineering design. So these ones were what my work in bachelor level. Then I started, as I was always interested in continuing my education, I went to Shiraz, that is another city, has a very good research university called Shiraz University. They are very good in research, not very practical though, but very good university in research. I started taking their master degree course and finished it in 3.5 years, full time, 12 hours a day, 7 days a week, with no weekends and holidays. So some of my term papers is toy top has a gyro problem, and this is the work that I work on toy top and gyro problem. We were trying to learn advanced aerodynamic, and the other one was optimization by penalty function method. This was the optimum design of mechanical elements. This is another term paper that I worked with in Shiraz, and the best work I did was my thesis in my master's degree. That is this one. This thesis has got a long program in it's called computation